Well, welcome back, everyone. Do you ever wonder why we have traffic lights? Well, here to explain is Father David Rust. Father.
Thank you. We should be talking about food or something like that. But, you know, I found this to be interesting because where I work at LCC, I come out to that traffic light, exiting from LCC, and oftentimes I'll see a number of people just going right through the red lights and stuff like that. But what I find interesting is I still do go down to Florida to visit alumni in the wintertime, and they just drag me down there. I don't really want to, but I have to go to Florida. And if you ever go to Fort Myers, anybody, and there's a lot of Lima folks in Fort Myers, the traffic lights are interminably long down there. They have to be at least 2, maybe even 3 minutes long. You sit there and wait. And so it's no wonder why people, in Fort Myers at least, will run through all those red lights just because they don't want to have to wait that long time. So the first traffic light, well, actually, most accidents occur. Most accidents occur because people run red lights, thinking that they're going to make the yellow light. First traffic light was invented in 1868 in London. It was a mechanical arm that the police officer would throw back and forth. On top of it was a gas light. Well, 2 months later, after December 10th, so it'd be February 10th, the light blew up, killed the officer. So that blew that notion of a yellow light or a little thing like that in London. In 1920, Garrett Morgan of Cleveland saw a terrible accident as he and his daughter were driving, and a gal was thrown from a horse and buggy and a car hit them. And so he decided to invent what today we know as the yellow light. So it's supposed to be help us facilitate going through the traffic at a reasonable time. Do you know how long a yellow light will last?
I do not. So
the government standards are, it's my understanding, anywhere from 3 seconds to 6 seconds. Okay, so if the road is 25 miles an hour, the yellow light will last for 3 seconds. If it's 45 miles an hour, the yellow light will last for about 4.3 seconds. So, and I often wonder, well, how do you know? I mean, what's it going to be? So you've got to look at that flashing light or something like that. Interestingly enough, one of the suggestions is, if you come down the street and you see a double yellow line, in some states they have double white lines. If you're in that yellow line, approaching this traffic light, you'll be able to make it to the yellow light. But if you're before that, forget it.
Okay.
Now, you know what? A lot of people just don't want to waste their time doing that. And so it happens in Lima. A lot of people will just go through the red lights.
Oh, I see it every day.
I mean, it's amazing there aren't more accidents, honestly. It's amazing to me. But what happens is people don't want somebody behind them honking their horn, right?
Right.
People don't want them honking their horn. Or we find this here too, that people are so anxious to get to the next destination that it makes no difference what color the light. It could be yellow, purple, orange, green, or anything like, well, not green, but people just want to get through those lights because we're such a fast-paced culture, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, you know, I often mention this because I see in Lima oftentimes some of those yellow lights last longer than that 6 seconds. Let me give you an example. Maybe it's not the yellow light. You know, on some of the corners here in downtown Lima, we will have the numbers going down from 16 seconds all the way down. So, for example, I'll come up to an intersection, and it'll be down to 0 seconds, but the light is still green. You go through, and I look in my rearview mirror, and you'll still see that the light is still green. Whether or not, so I think they do that maybe because there have been a number of accidents on that corner. Thank God it's not me, though. But you know, I just.
Father, I love the fact that you come on here with so many interesting topics. I could listen to you all day. I could talk to you all day long.
Well,
but we just
people do, trust me. They do talk to me all day long.
Well, thanks for coming on today. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Goodbye.
All right, well, don't go away because New Edition returns in a moment.